Episode 80. Can you believe it? Wow, we're getting there. All right, so we got the Punisher, we got Conan, and we have Thrawn. Let's check them out right now. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, spending time with me, Frank Zanca, your host, as I rant about movies, comics, and board games. And yeah, I am an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer. And yeah, we're gonna just talk about some comics. We'll see if the writing is decent enough to be translated into the screen, whether it be big or small. And yeah, if you're interested in anything that I've written in the past, I do have a bunch of my books and graphic novels on Amazon. And if you look for something that I've written recently and want to get something autographed, etc., the link below the description below has the link to my new book that is Lords of LA. It's a vampire mob set in 1950s Hollywood. It's 48 pages per book, and issues 1 and 2 are available. I have about 7 or 8 pages left, so if you can click on that and donate a little bit to get those books, I think you'll be happy with them. All right, so let's jump right into The Punisher, issue 4 by David Pepose, and this is not Frank Castle, and that is the biggest complaint that everybody has had so far, is that why does this book even exist when Frank Castle is still in existence, and even if he wasn't, bring him back. So this is exactly the same storyline, except for the fact that his family was killed, but it was about her rather than some kind of an accidental thing. It was his wife, something they were going after his wife, but they really never delve into it. It's kind of just a thing in passing. So he goes on a rampage here. He's a former SHIELD agent, and the Skull because the real world, both the snipers and military and the cops have latched on to the Punisher symbol as a sign of brotherhood. Of course, Marvel doesn't like that because they don't like cops or whatever they don't like. So they wanted to get away from the Punisher symbol. It's so stupid, man. It's so stupid. That now, his lights up. Why would your suit light up? It makes no sense. Because how do you do any stealth when he's literally glow in the dark? I don't know. It's the stupidest thing ever. This whole thing is just, the action in it is okay, but everything surrounding it is just bad. So he's getting followed by the police. His microchip character, which is the tech person, is being held, was captured. He's going after Jigsaw, same exact villain that was in regular Frank Castle Punisher, but he just looks a little bit more high-tech. Same name, the whole bit. And they're about to, I guess, go into some kind of it's political. That's all I have to say. It's political. Some kind of a political thing. But you can see that she is held hostage, and may take note of that sculpture there because that becomes important. And then Jigsaw's people break in, and of course assassinate the security guards, and I guess they're waiting for the word to be able to assassinate Microchip there, the character there, that's his tech person. And then they have that red gas goes into whatever the diplomatic meeting is, and it turns them kind of rabid. And that's the guy in the red thing there. That's the almost Red Skull looking thing. That's Jigsaw. Okay? So then the Punisher just breaks through the window with his bike. I don't think that if you're doing some kind of a political get-together that he can just do that. With a weapon, etc., that's far-fetched right there. And then on top of that, he didn't care about spraying glass into everyone. including, the innocent people. That not like the gas has been dispersed by the air that he brought in. They're still all infected. So they start to attack him. So we were already in a bad spot right now, as far as the plot's concerned. And he takes out these electric nunchucks, whatever. Meanwhile, there is still gas on the ground, etc. He didn't even come in with any kind of gas mask. So what if he couldn't get through the window? What if it was bulletproof gas, the glass, and he just slammed up against it? Whatever, man. You would have Secret Service agents all over everything that may not have been even in the room. But anyway, he's surrounded by these people, about to shoot him, and because he electrocutes all of the things with the nunchucks. And meanwhile, then we switch back to this girl here, and she's about to get shot, and instead the guy about to shoot her gets shot because the cop comes in at the last moment and saves her. And he says, "Hey, I'm a cop. I'm going to help you." So she takes the helmet off the guy, and she ends up putting some kind of a frequency through it because I guess they have an open channel. So as they're about to kill that other dude, I forgot his name. I guess I'll just call him the Punisher. They all get, sonically, downed. So the Jigsaw shoots him, and they have a little fight going on, and then he gets stabbed, he gets hit in the face, he gets shot, and of course we see pretty much exactly the same shot of what the Punisher's life looked like before, the gangsters came in and shot everybody. So they're all running around, wee, and I guess, come on, man. So they both jump out, or he pushes him out the window with himself, and there's the sculpture. So he falls on the sculpture, and you kind of wonder what happens to the Punisher in that scene, but I guess he falls to the ground and just gets back up because he's just fine. Whatever, man. Yep, because now he's just standing there. So I don't know how he got to the ground without bouncing off a few things, and he just stands back up, whatever. And he's like, I'm not finished yet. And he's like, yeah, you are. And he shoots him. Okay. And he just walks away. No Secret Service, no nothing, whatever. So he ends up meeting with the cop, and I guess the microchip character has expunged him and made him deceased. And the cop's like, well, when I need you again, I will call you, Mr. Punisher. And he's like, yeah, okay. And let me just tell you right now that the book has been canceled. 4 issues in, and the book is canceled. Because it doesn't need to exist. We already have Frank Castle. We already have the Punisher. We don't need another one. Whether Marvel thinks that they need to get away from Frank Castle and the logo because it's been adopted by law enforcement and military. Too bad. So sad. Just go with it. And they're advertising for your book. That's how I see it. Get off this political train, Disney. That's all I can tell you. So that's a no, obviously. If we're going to do a movie, we're going to do Frank Castle. All right, so let's go into Thrawn Alliances. This was originally by Timothy Zahn from a novel, this novel, of which, and I think I should, well, if this is the first time you're watching this, then you wouldn't have seen this. If I can get to the damn page. It is signed by Timothy Zahn. Timothy Zahn did sign that for me. This is I haven't had a chance to read it. I read a good portion of it, but this is it. So it goes back and forth between Darth Vader and Thrawn, and Anakin and Thrawn, which are the same people, just younger, of course. So in the younger version, where he's Anakin, they're looking for Padme, who is following clues about her dead friend, whatever she was involved in. And on the other side, the Emperor has sent them out because there's a disturbance in the Force that he wants investigated. All right? So this continues on with them on the planet, and they are being hooligans, or trying to stand against Vader. I don't think that's a wise move. But anyway, they get sprayed with this thing, which you don't see in this particular thing, but that's what happens. And then we switch back to Anakin. So the whole reason that Thrawn is even there, that he runs into him, and he says, I want to learn more about the Jedi, so I'll help you find Padme, and you enlighten me. Okay, meanwhile, on the other side, it's just the Emperor's orders. So Vader's just making mincemeats out of this, and he holds his head there because, he gets he's getting closer to whatever the Force sensitivity thing, this disturbance is. And we're seeing all this crazy stuff that's, I guess, he's seeing in his head. Whatever. This is kind of all over the place. And I don't know if they're just, focusing on the action side at this point. But anyway, there's all that stuff. This concrete stuff gets onto them, which looks kind of silly, really. But meanwhile, then back in the past, Anakin reanimates a corpse of this pirate, and he makes it look like he's getting into the ship where he personally is piloting it to get a rise out of the other criminals. And that's really silly too. I don't know. I'm not feeling this. So they shoot the ship down because they think that the guy is tattling on them or whatever. And then it switches back to the future or the present, where we have that concrete. See how the concrete is now encased them. It looks silly, man. It looks silly. Whatever. But naturally, it's not going to hold Vader very long. But now we switch back to the past, and Anakin jumps out at the last moment and ignites his lightsaber, blocks some bolts on his way down. It doesn't take long for Thrawn to catch up, and they find this latinum or whatever else that it's in there. I think that's Star Trek latinum. I don't know. But they find out that whatever it is, the platinum, vibranium, whatever it is only on the top, and the rest of what's in the crate is just like rock. So quadranium, whatever. And R2's there as well. Well, I thought R2 was on the ship, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was on the ship. But anyway, they didn't really get any closer to finding her at this point. Vader breaks out of the... Oh, he's like the Hulk. I break out of that thing. But anyway, so they escape. I don't know why they didn't. I guess he killed them all while the concrete was hardening. But so they're like, okay, let's go. Then we switch back to Padme, who is a vulture droid, is attacking her ship, and that's the end. So yeah, I don't know. I like the two of them together, and I like it going back and forth as long as it ties together somewhere. But I'm not. It's only issue 2, so I'm going to give it some time before it interlocks. But this was not a good issue. The action wasn't very good. The reanimating of a corpse is just weird and gross, and the concrete that they're encased in looks silly. So sometimes when you're writing, though, and you don't know it looks silly until you see it. But it looks silly. I think that a Vader Thrawn movie could be awesome and not screw with canon. So that's the problem with some of this stuff. It screws with canon too much, especially what Disney does. Oh my God, they don't give a shit about canon. They're like, the more they can screw with it, the better as far as they're concerned. The Obi-Wan show was, I couldn't even watch it. It was screwed with canon so much I had to just walk away from it. All right, so let's go into Conan number 8. So Conan was with Belit on a pirate ship, but we don't really know what happened. I think she died, but we don't really find out much about what happened there. But we switched back. The only time we're seeing that is in flashbacks. And he's a thief. He's with a thief group. And they're tasked with stealing this item that's kind of cursed. He tells everybody not to touch it, but they do anyway. And there's now these spirits that are kind of following them around. And they're possessing. So now at the very end of this one, they've possessed Conan. And we start out with Belit on the ship, and I guess she got jealous that he was with some other woman, so she threatens to throw his sword over the side of the ship, and he's like, no, don't do that, and he grabs her, and he reassures her that they're in love, and the whole bit, and she kisses him, so yeah, but she would have thrown it over. So we talk about this sword, and they're trying to find it, and the spirits that have possessed Conan are now on a quest to find this sword. We don't really know why yet. I don't personally know why, but literally he goes around searching for this thing, and it has obviously moved from one place to another. So he's following this trail. And anybody that doesn't answer him quick enough, he is literally killing. So, yeah, there's a whole lot of blood and guts going on here. He has no mercy for any of the people that he's questioning. And I think he takes off a couple legs and stuff like that. Yeah, he burns the guy's face. He's leaving corpses everywhere on this trail, which is really all this book is. This is whole his search for the sword. That's all it is. So yeah, see, he leaves the guy. He takes off the guy's leg there, but he finally finds the sword, and when he does, he has this vision, I guess, of Belit. And that's where he finds the sword. He's like, here it is, just take it. So he does. And yeah, he takes the sword, and we get this. The artwork is really, really nice. And this was kind of a surprising panel here. Badoom, he stabs himself with it all the way through. You can see it out his back. And then he's in that spirit world, and he's got a guy, which I forgot her name. She was from the previous thing, and she died really off camera, which I was really disappointed with. So this is the last page, so I really have no idea what's going on. But he's like merging with the sword. I don't really know. I don't understand what's going on. But it's really good, though. Really good. So I like this flashback to Belit and the pirate ship. I like, all the sword and sorcery stuff where it's, these spirits controlling. We have no idea what's really going on, but I really like it. It's really good. So that's a yes. Depending on where it ends up, that would be a yes. This would need a rewrite going to film, but the two of them together, I think, really work. Even with him and Anakin, really work. All right, and then we have the Punisher. That is a piece of duty, and if it wasn't canceled, I was pretty much this was going to be my last issue anyway. So, yep, it is done, and the Punisher is gone. Bye-bye, Punisher! Bring back Frank Castle, and don't let Jason Aaron anywhere near it. He really messed with canon in the last one. Some people really liked it. I was not one of them. There were a lot of people that didn't. It was very divisive. So there were a lot of Punisher fans that really liked the last run, and a lot of them that really didn't, and I'm on the other side of didn't. Not that the artwork wasn't really good, and there was some action scenes that were good, but overall, the way he took the character was just not correct. All right, so that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching and spending time with me, And if I do about 3 of these a week, where I go over 3 issues. So if you can give me the like, give me the thumbs up, give me the middle finger, whichever way. And if you can't subscribe, please do. It is free. If you're not subscribed already, why the hell not? And also check out some of my other videos. So remember, too, that in the description below has the link to Lords of LA, issues 1 and issue 2, which is personally crowdfunding in late pledge right now. We've already made it through Kickstarter, so it is getting made. And again, I only have, I think I'm down to 7 pages now. I feel like I just got a page yesterday. So, yes, we're pretty close to getting it done. So anything you give there just immediately goes towards the project. So there's no goal really to hit or anything like that. All right, so check that out. It is a vampire mob set in 1950s Hollywood. There was a guest appearance by Marilyn Monroe, and it has blood, sex, and fangs in it. So it's got definitely mature content, so there's plenty of violence, etc. Also, Mark Spears, who does cover art for Spawn and Power Rangers, Spider-Man, Vampirella, etc. He and I are doing a classic Monsters card game, a deck builder area control called Myth Lords. I just got back from Gamma, which is a board gaming convention, where I have been talking to some retailers and publishers, etc. But we're going to be launching that in a couple of months as well. I've been play testing, but definitely I will be notifying you guys when the thing opens up, where you can get notified. All right. Again, check out some other videos that'll pop up here as well. And thank you guys so much for spending time, and I'll see you guys on the next one.